Hello. We are on our last module today. It is crazy how time has flown by. We are talking about email marketing today. So there are 3 tabs at the bottom of this. I'm going to hide this menu so you can see. So this is an example of something that I will use when I am kind of like looking at my KPI tracking for my emails. Of course, your email platforms will do this for you, but it's nice to make sure and to see what subject lines are opening, and you can kind of have all the data in one space. So below here, I have a welcome sequence, a launch sequence, and then just a normal newsletter. So I'm going to go one by one and explain to you the emails that I send, why I send them specific days later, and then some ideas of subject lines to help you through this. So I'm going to start here. So this is a welcome sequence. This is when anyone signs up for your email list. This could be that they downloaded a freebie. This could be that they just wanted to sign up for your newsletter. Regardless if this is the first time someone is signing up for your email, it's very important to have a welcome sequence so they get to know you a little bit more and to really start nurturing that relationship. So what I do here is I will write like what the email is going to be about, and then I will have the subject line here, and then I record the open rate. Typically, your open rate is going to be really correlated to a good subject line. So if you ever wanted to tweak them, if you ever wanted to test different subject lines, you can do that and record them all within the spreadsheet so you know which one's going to open the best. So what I have here already is when I send these out. So when someone signs up for my email list, I want them to get that immediately. So they're going to get that either within the hour or, right when they sign up and like approve that they want to be a part of this email list. So this will be like freebie delivered. I'm just going to put that. And then you can say something along the lines of your course is here. This works because it's like whatever you're going to say, right? Your course, your checklist, the checklist is here. They know exactly what they're going to get. They just signed up for it. That it's all automatically going to be delivered to your email or to their email, right? So they know exactly what this is. This is going to be your highest open rate email, especially in this sort of sequence. You're going to get, probably 50, 60, 70% open rate because people know what they're going to get. And it's, that's what they're wanting to sign up for basically. So it's very easy to have this here. So it's also equally as important to have maybe even some sales in this first email. So, what I mean by that is either at the bottom, you can say how you work with people, you can have book a call. This is again going to be your highest open rated email. So, it's important to just kind of mention it at the bottom. You don't have to make it a super salesy email, but it's important to have your services on the bottom. So a day later, so this would be like 24 hours later. This is the reminder email I send. So a day later, I send them a reminder to download their freebie. And I'm going to have something like this, like, did you download your freebie yet? Did you download your course yet? And it's going to remind them that, hey, guess what? You signed up for this thing. You haven't gotten it yet. So let's just give you a reminder to make sure and download this. This also will have a higher open rate, not as high as this one, but let's just say for the rest of this, your open rate is going to go increasingly down as you get further and further down your funnel. Now, for me, I send 5 emails in my welcome sequence, and then I add them to my normal newsletter, which goes out on a weekly basis. So, for your welcome sequence, we want to make sure and nurture that relationship. So, after we've done these 2 emails, these are just kind of pretty straightforward. These are very straightforward. Like, this is what you downloaded. Here's the stuff. Here are some of my services. And then we're going to talk about maybe some more value. So, in this third email that I do is I actually will talk about myself a little bit, and I will talk about why I do what I do and how I help people. So this is going to be about me. So we get to know each other a little bit more. So I will say something like this, like, let's get to know each other, or maybe even something that's more eye-catching. So, like, I could say, like, my obsession with Zac Efron or something like that. That's totally not business related, make it fun. I can say pretty much whatever I want. This is kind of boring, but I want you to make sure and make it fun, and they get to learn about you a little bit more, but still providing value. So, while you can talk about yourself and what you do and how you help people, I would still give them a piece of value in this third email as well. The next thing, so 2 days later, 48 hours later, I will send a value email. The value email will be like top 3 things to fix whatever, or 3 ways to do this, or how to get over this. I would make it very simple, very straight to the point, and you're giving them value based on the freebie that you are doing, right? So, like, if there's a checklist or a course here, we obviously want to keep in theme, and we want to make sure we send a value email that gives them almost even more stuff, even maybe how to apply the checklist, how to work the course, maybe some insider information that's going to help them really succeed and sustain the knowledge. But again, this is going to also decrease your open rate too. That's what's going to happen. You might even have some unsubscribes as soon as they download their freebie, which is totally okay as well. So then one day later, I will offer them, I will talk about my services. So after this, I will make sure and mention my services again in the bottom, but I'm also going to do value email. I'm just going to put value, but then services. So the most important thing here is we're still providing value, but we don't want to just cold sell to our audiences. However, they did sign up to get this. So the next thing that you should do is, again, we talked about this in lead generation. What is that next step from free to, like, you have a freebie here, they're going through this. Once they go through this freebie, this checklist, this course, what is that next step? What would they need to then work with you? Is it to book a call? Is it a strategy session? Maybe you have a video training for them. And it's almost like a bonus that they get at the end of this, where it's also going to help them, but it's already something you've recorded. It's something like a masterclass or a webinar, and you can have this at the end of your email. And I would, again, make sure you're putting your services at the bottom of the email. So I would say something like, one last surprise. Something like this, one last surprise to help you, blah, blah, blah. So maybe I'll put that, to help you. So this is going to be an additional value, additional freebie. Video works really great. I suggest you use a video. If not, you can do like a strategy session, a call. Those won't convert as much because I feel like it still is a pretty big jump after 5 emails. But another thing could be just another like free training or another checklist. The thing is that's going to be really great is I highly suggest doing a video training here. So then after they go through this whole funnel, So basically how you set this up is everything is automated, right? So you're going to pre-write these emails. You're going to make sure everything works. So once they opt into whatever freebie, then they're going to get these emails trickled out to them. And it's going to happen, random days for random people whenever they sign up. And so you don't even have to worry about it. They're just going to go through your funnel, and then everything happens automatically to then they will be then added to your newsletter, after the following email. So that is a simple welcome message. You can create it longer if you feel. I feel like 5 emails is pretty good. But I've heard of people do like 3 months worth of emails, 6 months worth of emails, which is a little extreme. Um, but you can always lengthen it to maybe 7 emails, just as long as you feel comfortable with nurturing your relationship and that you're not, stretching it out and being annoying. Because, of course, you're still going to nurture them and they're still going to be on your list when they go to your newsletter. So that is all for this one. The next thing is launch sequence. And launch sequence is a little bit different. So this is when you want to start out by launching something. So whether that is you set up a wait list or you have a special freebie that's also then going to turn into when you are launching something, launching a program. So this is a different thing. This is a launch sequence. So your launch sequence is going to be more emails than your welcome sequence. So this is going to be something where a lot of people think that, oh, these emails are annoying. It's going to annoy my people. Really, a lot of these emails are going to be filled with reminders. So the launch sequence all depends on the runway time for you to launch something. And what I mean by runway time is the time that you are promoting a freebie or you're opt-in, then to when you are actually launching the program. So, and actually then starting the program. So there's kind of like 2 segments there. So let's just say we have a 2-week launch plan. And so I'm going to say immediately for my first email here. And then this is going to be that they opted in. So their freebie, download, whatever that is going to be. And just like how we said in the welcome sequence, we wanted to say your blah, blah, blah is here. And then you can record the open rate. Again, these are all going to be higher open rates, especially when someone's downloading something. So then we want to have a nurture sequence. So because let's just say we're only doing this for 2 weeks, we want to have something that is just a couple emails, right? So we want to have a nurture sequence, so maybe another reminder email to download freebie. And then maybe about you again. So about you. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Reminder email. This is going to be 1 day later. And then this is going to be 2 days later about me value. And then we could say, let's get to know each other. And so they're pretty much going to be set up just like your welcome sequence. So very similar to that. We always want to make sure though, whatever we're launching, there is a relevant freebie towards the beginning of this. So making sure that it's giving us the same outcome or a similar outcome to what our ideal clients are facing. So it's very important to have like that knowledge of, okay, like what is that next step? How can I funnel these people into this program? and give them a little teaser almost of what that's going to look like. So because we're doing a very simple launch plan, so say for instance, we do this for 2 weeks, right? So 2 weeks, people are going to be signing up for this, getting emails, and then maybe they're going to get one more email, and it's going to be another value post, and it's going to help them how to, fix blank. Whatever the problem you're fixing or their pain point, make it the subject line here. So at the bottom of these emails, though, I always want to make sure that not only can you have like maybe your Facebook group or ways to connect with you, but this one is going to be our last email in the nurture sequence portion of this, because after that, we want to go ahead and write emails for our launch. So this is going to be on launch day. So launch day. So as people are coming through, these are all automated, right? But everyone is going to get the same email on the same day. So launch day is going to be, of course, launching product. And you can say enrollment is now open. And of course, too, in these emails, you're kind of breadcrumbing this new course that's coming. So it's not super secret or surprising that they're going to be sold to at the end of this. You can even mention this here, like, oh, I have something I'm going to be announcing tomorrow. I'm so excited to bring this to you. I know a lot of you have been asking for it. Just so excited to bring this to you. So we want to make sure and then start with our launch emails. And so during our launch period, again, it just depends on how long this is going to be. So say our launch time is 5 days long. We are going to have an email go out every single day. And so it's of course going to be selling, but it's going to also be really speaking to our clients on why they need this product. So 1 day later, and then our 5 emails here. So we want to make sure and provide value, but also speak to what our ideal clients are probably struggling with, and especially what they're struggling with, maybe even saying yes to our services or our programs. So once we're going to launch the product, we're going to tell them it's open. You might even have some early bird specials, maybe like $200 off, or they get a free bonus call with you. And then this next one is going to be why that you need this. And then we're going to maybe talk about a story that we have experienced before. So something like along the lines of investing is hard, investing can be scary. So that is maybe something that you can talk about. The 4th day, we can talk about client testimonials. This is a very good one. So you can start the subject with how my clients, blah, blah, blah. And then this is going to be our last day when the cart is open. So we actually want to send 2 emails out on the same day. So you're going to send one out in the morning and one in the evening. And you're going to really, again, try and tug on the heartstrings or the emotions of maybe the last call. Maybe say some things like, I'm not going to offer this at the same price. We have limited spots. I won't have this program again until the fall. So you have all of those numbers of different emails that you can, or all those different things that you can talk about in your emails. So you want to create urgency. So you can say things like last chance. You can say last call, 12 hours left, 12 hours to go. So those kinds of things. And so this all works differently as well than your welcome sequence. So this is to nurture people as they sign up for your emails, and they're getting nurtured as you're going to launch something. And so I just encourage you then, so this is the bare minimum. This is a 2-week launch. A lot of times our launches are 8 weeks long. And so when someone signs up for a freebie, we're going to have a longer sequence here that's going to really get them to read our emails, get warmed up for what we're eventually going to sell. And then you record your open rates here. And then for your next launch that you do that's going to follow a similar template, you'll know what email subject lines work really well, and you can tweak the other ones. Now, our last one is a newsletter. And so I have an additional column that I like to use over here. And it's going to just give me a bank of stories or articles or things I want to say in next upcoming emails. And so I actually have a bank on the right-hand side of my spreadsheet. And if I have any ideas, I will write them down so then I can put them in future newsletters. So again, this is kind of when you can think about newsletter. So newsletter is just going to be value. It doesn't have to be set up like a newsletter. That's just something that we can call it. So it's your weekly email to your email audience. So it's going to be full and impactful of value. So there isn't really any planning that goes into this. Of course, if you have ideas, then you can kind of plan them out. The subject matter would be here. You can record the subject line and the open rates. And as you start recording them, you can see what subject lines really are resonating with your ideal clients. And then really like the subjects as well, it'll help you kind of make decisions on what emails you need to have more of. So I send these out once a week on Tuesdays. Tuesdays specifically are better days to open up emails because everyone sends emails on Mondays and your email might get lost in a sea of emails. So it's nice to just send them on Tuesdays. If you use something like Flowdesk, and I believe ActiveCampaign might do this too, but Flowdesk for sure will actually, if you want to schedule an email, it'll give you the best times in the morning, evening, and night, or morning, afternoon, and evening on when to send the email. It'll automatically pick the best time for you, for your audience to send it. So that's a really great tool to have. So hopefully this was helpful. This is your last module. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out to me on Voxer and we will talk about this.